Okay, we are live now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another final, not another, but it's the final episode before UPW Virtual happening this Thursday. Final episode of Mission to Mastery, the UPWA Denison edition. And if you are watching this for the first time, I would like to warmly welcome you. And if you're watching this for the last 3 weeks, welcome back. Welcome back. And if you find that this video, and for the past few series of episode, which is very valuable and something that you can share your audience, please do not hesitate to click the share button and just spread these good messages around so that more people can see and view and be inspired and motivated by the sharing from myself and also from my guests. Thank you very much for that. Now, today is the final episode, and I'm so excited. And you know what? This is so interesting because the last 20 episode, or rather the last 21 episode, has been very relaxed, has been very chill, and somehow in control, in a sense, right? Today, I'm also okay. It's very different. Somehow today, I just felt excited. I'm still perspiring. I'm sweating. My heart rate is increasing. I'm burning calories. But you know what? Because this person that I'm going to bring up later on, she's someone that I would say very, very dynamic, very powerful. Her story is so inspiring. And after reading her credential, after just only after the last few days, been following the podcast, looking at the videos that she has made, man, this woman is off the chart. She's simply inspiring and amazing. And for me to be in this session with her, just bring me a lot of honor and joy. And like what we say, what we learn, it's not how we start, it's how we end. And today is the final episode for Mission to Mastery before the big day for UPW Virtual happening this Thursday. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I'm so honored. So I want to bring up this guest. Yeah, I don't want to talk so much. I want to bring up this guest. Now, Lynn, she's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, started her e-commerce business in the year 2009 from scratch. And today, this company has went over $1 million in business and also with over 70 virtual assistants all over the world. Not only does this company allow business owners to free up their time, it also allows everyone to contribute to a greater cause. And, she is now a mother of 3, running 3 businesses from home, and contribute to inspire others through speaking, events, podcasts, and social media. Gosh, I'm so lost for words right now. So without further ado, my friends, let's put our hands together and welcome our guest for today, Lynn! Oh my God.
For my introduction. But you got one thing wrong there. E-commerce was my first business, which I failed, but it got me into starting my other service business, and I learned a lot from that business and became an outsourcing expert because of that.
Wonderful. Thank you for that correction. You see, I'm still perspiring right now. But you know what? It's such an honor. And again, Lynn, I'd like to thank you. I know you're super, super busy and super tired with your business, with your family, but to be doing this with you, it's going to bring so much value to the audience that's watching this. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you as well. I would love this opportunity to really pay back what Tony Robbins has done for my life. And so when you asked me to really talk about how did Tony Robbins experience or what did I learn, I was like, this is my way of really sharing about my experience, but also inspiring people to go on the same journey as I did 10 years ago.
100%. So Lynn, can you share with us a little bit about your background? What do you do exactly?
Okay, so guys, right now I run a company called Outsourcing Angel. And so what it is we free up time for small business owners to really just focus on what they do best and grow the business. Rather than getting caught up in doing their marketing and admin work, they outsource to virtual assistants from the Philippines. So people in the Philippines then get to work from home, get a really great pay and be there with their family as well. And so I really love what I do in the sense that I'm matchmaking business owners who are really stressed to virtual assistants who are really talented but living in developing countries and normally wouldn't get an opportunity like this to make a good living.
Right. So now you're mainly running this business online with 70 over virtual assistants.
Yeah, that's right. So 10 years ago, I decided I just can't work in a 9-to-5 job because I was a single mum. I had a son at 20 years old. And so really early on, I knew that I needed to control my time better. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I started a business and, an e-commerce store selling nail polishes, whatever, anything to get me off into the entrepreneur path. But, through that, I started to learn about online marketing and I didn't give up. And I then, move on to doing digital marketing. And now this is considered more like a recruitment agency helping to hire talent for people. Yeah.
Awesome. Now tell us a little bit of your story. I have shared, a little bit of your background. You shared with us in the past. You were a single mom. You were rebellious as a teenage. But tell us where you were and how did you transit into where you are today? That story, that journey.
Are you ready for the long story? Okay. So so I'm Vietnamese and I lived in Vietnam until I was 9. When we moved over to Australia, I really was excited that I'm going to have a really great life. And, don't get me wrong, I'm really lucky to be moving to Australia because of the education and everything else. But because my parents were migrants moving from Vietnam and they're really old school, and they had to set their life up. They straight away started working, sewing machine, every day was working from home, sewing from day to night. And, at 9 or 10 years old, I was a bit gullible. I was like, oh, Mum, you look like you're doing something fun. Can I help? And so she let me start cutting some tags. And then, but the thing about me is if I learn something, I'm a very fast learner and I like to do it well. And so I didn't realize that she thought that I became a really good employee to her. So at the age of 10, I basically was working like all day. So as in, after school, I come home, I work. And even through my teenage years, I really felt like this is not a teenage life. Like, this is not fair. Like, why do I not get a life? But my parents were really strict and very really traditional, old school. And so I knew that wasn't right because I was upset. I just wanted a life. I wanted to be a teenager, but I couldn't. And so I just ended up rebelling. I ended up just running away from home at 14. And I think in my mind, I was always like, you know what, if as in I always wanted to show that don't doubt me. Don't think that I can't do something. And so the more they kind of control me or like, don't you dare do something, the more I'm like, I'm going to show you that I'm not going to tolerate this. So that I always had that personality in me. And I realize now that that's really important in entrepreneurship, right? You need to have that. I don't care what you say. I'm going to do it. Right. And so I guess for my whole teens to my early 20s, I was just having a lot of family problems. Like, I had to always turn to friends for help. And ultimately at the age of 20, so I went in and out of a lot of relationship because lack of love and affection at home made me just keep going out and looking for love. And so I was dating from this guy to that guy. And not to say I was an angel either. I was a messed up person trying to find myself. And through that journey, I even hurt people as well. And then I became a single mom, still partying, still going out. But one thing I did do was making sure that I put myself through finished that and, got myself a job. I was never that, I'm going to be a lazy mum. I was going to, have a kid, prove to my parents that I can do it, but I'm still going to go out and party, right? That was my kind of thing. Yeah. But, it wasn't until the age of 2010.
That's right.
After a really bad breakup, because I was in and out of relationship, a constant drama, always problems. But every relationship, I would always blame the guy, like, oh, it's there, I can't believe he's this, I can't believe he's that. And I was but at that time, I don't know why, but I finally said, what is wrong with my life? What is wrong with me? Like, I started to kind of see a pattern. I'm like, how come my life, it keeps happening this way? And the common denominator is me. And for the first time, I said, what's wrong? And I need help here. And I guess surrendering and realizing that you could be the problem is the biggest opening to your next opportunity. Because then from that moment on, I studied life coaching. I started to get exposed to Tony Robbins' work because everything around the life coaching industry is really from Tony Robbins' teaching.
That's right.
Right. And so I've never heard of this before, never heard of personal development, never heard of Tony Robbins. I didn't even know that we're two different people that think different thoughts. I actually thought everyone thinks the same. So I was very and I didn't understand how the world works. And so from then on, I was constantly studying Tony Robbins. And but then, of course, you start to see other people like Oprah, and you get to be exposed to a lot of mentors online. And I paid for courses and things like that. And within that year, I would say that year of awakening and working on myself, everything changed. my husband found me, he found me on YouTube actually. I moved into a beautiful house. My business, the tech business started, and everything just changed from a life of just constant drama and problems to all of a sudden it was like Cinderella. And I can't thank kind of personal development enough, or even finding someone like Tony Robbins.
That's right. So Tony talked about, instead of the things that you don't want, you're going to attract it. So instead of thinking of the things that you don't want, focus on the things that you want. So it's very interesting when you say that you actually wrote down, a list of things that you want in a man, and somehow that exercise manifested into reality. And today you found a happy, beautiful man that is a father to your kids. And tell us that journey.
I want to tell you, this is so magical. And I always, whenever I meet single people, I always say, have you got a shopping list? Don't you know Tony Robbins has a shopping list? Okay, so what Tony Robbins taught me, and I did exactly what he said, was write down what you want in a guy. Because back then, why did I keep attracting bad people? It's because I didn't know what I wanted. All I wanted was a handsome guy. That's about it. And I didn't list down a lot of qualities that's beyond just the look. But the other thing that was interesting was writing down what you don't want as well, because there are certain, just because you love them for these things, but there's some deal breakers. So for example, because of my last relationship with a really jealous guy and it was so controlling, one of the things I said was like, no, not jealous and this and that. And I wrote it so clearly. I even envision, that's the other thing Tony teaches about visualization and think, putting out your goals as if you already achieved it. And I remember just dreaming up this quality of this person, that he was just non-jealous and really loving and all that stuff. And the way my husband found me is nothing more than a miracle, because I just made some videos for my new business that I was starting, and it wasn't even optimized for keyword research. Back then I didn't know anything, just upload a video. But somehow he stumbled across the video, because even though he has a manufacturing company, he never really goes online that much. He's not a digital marketer or anything, but he was actually searching about online business, and one thing lead to another, he found my video. But because he saw me on a video, he was convinced that I would be his wife. He said, I'm going to marry this girl. And little do I know, while he was looking at me, I was also going, I wonder when my prince is coming. It's been about 10 now of my whole single life. And then I got an email from him, and he invited me for a business meeting, and we met, and we got married in 8 months. After that, I moved from Melbourne to Sydney, got married. Everything I've wanted, from husband to having a kid, having a girl first. I even with when it comes to goal setting, the way Tony makes me feel is that you can be confident in asking for what you want. If you're going to ask, you might as well ask for what you want. And so because people are so scared of dreaming or asking, that sometimes when they do ask, they ask for something that's too reasonable, too logical, that it's not really exciting. And so I just met my husband, and I remember writing down, I wanted a baby, but I said, what? I want a little girl. And I wrote that in a way going, what? Because that's what I want. So I'm going to ask, why not ask? And so we end up having a girl, after, like straight away we got married, had a baby. Yeah.
Wonderful. You see, I like what you say. Since you're going to ask for something anyway, might as well be very specific, because Tony says clarity is power. And I can see that once you make a decision to be crystal clear with what you want, things just show up and manifest it as you go along. And that's really miraculous. Thank you for that. I think that's a wonderful way for the singers to take this exercise as a practice, writing down a list of things that they want, and also maybe a list of things that they don't want to, so that they can repel away and start to attract.
Yeah, and I would say it's not about being so picky that this is exactly what I want. It's about being open-minded, knowing what you want, but allow you to discover too. Because when I first met my husband, I was a bit like judgmental, like, oh, he doesn't look like my type that I thought in my head. But based on you have to be open-minded. If things weren't working for you before, now you got to unlearn everything, be open-minded, and give things a go. It means getting out there, going on that date, letting them date you a bit more to really discover yourself, and don't go, well, I've put this list down that Tony says, and yet I can't see anyone who looks like that. Then you're just closing all your opportunities.
100%. And that reminds me of this formula called the ultimate success formula. And point number 5 is to continue to change your approach. Like you said, many times when you are in a relationship, it wasn't working. But once you're willing to change your approach, when you're open to changes, things just transform along the way. And there's so many lessons that we learn from Tony Robbins during UPW, the 6 humility, the ultimate success formula, the decline process. Now, what is one? I mean, there could be many, but what is the one area or one lesson in UPW that actually impact you the most?
Yeah, the one thing that the thing about Tony Robbins is it's an evergreen kind of content. I would listen to it again and again. It's not something I just listen once and then, okay, forget about it. I would replay it on, as an audio tape, or I read his book again. And so over the last 4 or 5 years, one thing that I optimized or got better at with my morning routine. So I would say, Tony is really big on the, getting you on the peak state in the morning.
That's right.
And of course, it's something that everyone kind of dread. Like, I can't wake up really early, right? But so I did hear it at early stage, but I didn't implement it a few years later. But it's because, you take time to keep on getting better with yourself. But now I understand why Tony is really big on morning routine. So I now wake up at 4 a.m. or actually 3:45 to be exact, 3:45.
Thank God.
But the 4 a.m. I've been waking up for the last 3 or 4 years, but the 15-minute thing, I just kind of up your game. That's the thing about personal development. It's always about how do I just do a little bit better right. And so waking up early allows me to have time to do the things that's going to make me happy and energized. So it's journaling, meditation, exercise in the morning, and working on something that's really important. So you're already winning in your day. So every day, before getting to personal development, you wake up hoping you're going to have a good day. You're like, I hope today's going to be a good day, or I hope this year's going to be great. Whereas now I know it's going to be good because I already designed it that way. I already wake up, right? You can't have a healthy body or you want to have a great business have you put any time this morning? Have you worked on your body, right? It's not really a wish. I think another Tony Robbins says it's kind of like, unless you schedule it, it becomes a reality.
It becomes reality, yes.
Yeah, if you dream without a schedule I don't know, it doesn't work that way, right? So you might dream of a good body, you dream of a great relationship, you dream of a great business, but if you don't schedule it in and work and actually have those time for it, then you won't get it. And so having that morning, I am in control of it. There is no one I'm reacting to at 4 a.m. It's me, my time. And so I get to dedicate to that. And every morning I'm like high energy. And no matter I just get really excited. And so when my husband wakes up at 6:30, I'm like, good morning. I'm like that. And he's just like, whoa, chill. But it's something that like I said, I wasn't that way before. I was so different. I was miserable. I was always having bad luck in my life. And I wasn't always like this. And if I'm like this now, and I wasn't before, I just wanted to show everyone that I wasn't born this way. I just keep learning and then implementing it.
100%. And your daily routine actually help you to become a better entrepreneur, a better mom, a better wife, and also a better friend. You see, it's all through personal development. And I think it's true how you want the day, to run by yourself. You have to start very strong early in the morning. And 4 a.m., you know what? You have so much time when you start fresh early in the morning. And
yeah, like any habit as well, once you get used to it, it actually feels worse when you wake up, when you sleep in. So when I sleep in, I'm actually like sluggish and tired and lazier. And then you just kind of, the new habit becomes the normality.
100%. Now, how do you, as an entrepreneur, now, thank you for your story in terms of this relationship. I think it's wonderful. At the same time, how do you bring it to entrepreneurship? Because entrepreneurship will require a lot of energy, a lot of fire. How do you continue to grow that fire and making it so strong every day? Because, again, entrepreneur is not, during this period of pandemic, an entrepreneur, some are suffering, some are closing their business. What would you recommend them to, or what would you share in terms of a lesson as an entrepreneur to people who are like this?
From my failed businesses, now I can tell you why it didn't work and why this business works. And it really comes down to starting a business, not because it's going to make you the most money, but starting a business because it's in line with your passion, in line with your strength. It's in line with something you want to solve in the world. When you wake up every day knowing that you're making someone else's life better and you making this world better, you get excited, and you're now having that extra courage that you don't normally have. Because if you're just doing a business for yourself to make a lot of money, then you're also going to just lose that motivation, because there's not like anything that's outside of yourself. And so, you know, when I first started the e-commerce store, is because I thought every girl's going to buy nail polish and I'm going to make money. I'm going to be a millionaire from my nail polish. But did I like beauty nails? No. Did I know anything about? Yeah, I just had no passion. And if you don't have that passion or knowledge about it, you will also just won't try to figure things out. Because the thing about entrepreneurship is like, you just walk through it one step at a time through a very foggy road. And as you step closer, you start to see it a bit more clearer and clearer. And so, you know, there's a lot of belief and faith and knowing that I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I'm good at. And it's making this world a better place. So it has to be right. So you just kind of believe in that journey. And then next thing you know, and the reason why you probably didn't succeed early on or it feels strong is because you're not that great yet in business, right? It's like learning to ride a bike. You're not great at riding a bike yet, so you're going to fall off. You're going to, but once you know how to ride the bike, you know, you just ride it. So with business, 10 years later, now it's just like in the palm of my hand. But when I first started business, like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, but it's just that knowing that I wanted that flexibility. I wanted the lifestyle for raising a family. I wanted to control my destiny and just being able to come up with ideas and implement, you know. And so that desire made me go, well, there's no other way but that way. If you fail, or if you give up, you just go back to a job. So let's just go again. You can always find a job tomorrow. So just work a bit more. Yeah.
That's a great story. And I like what you say when you say that entrepreneurship is not about making the money, but it's about aligning with your passion, with your strength, and what can you contribute to the world. Well, I mean, entrepreneurship is not an easy journey. Anyone who chooses entrepreneurship, there must be a greater cause than that. And that's what we learned from Tony. Success without fulfillment is failure. Even though you're making good money from selling nail polish, but you're not fulfilled. And you know, that is not something where you can go on the long term. So you're practicing faith, you're practicing belief. And maybe you can share with your audience what are the 3 elements, or 2 or 3 elements, that you think is very important for an entrepreneur to continue what they do. I mean, besides passion and strength, what do you do? How do they do it?
I mean, in terms of like what strategy, or you're talking about mindset they need?
I think this may be a long topic. Maybe in short, 2 or 3 strategies that, you know, entrepreneurs can start straight away. Do it now. Yeah.
So I think the one habit you want to build as an entrepreneur is reading, I would say, because every single book is like a lifetime of someone's expertise they put in there. And every book you read opens up new ideas, new opportunities that you never saw, because you might be just, you have a problem to solve, but if you just keep thinking in your brain, you're going to only resource to what you know. But if you have a habit of reading books, there's a book for, if you're going through sales, read books on sales, read on the best people on sales. Don't go turn to your friend and say, hey, I have a sales problem, can you help me? They're not a sales expert. Turn to a book. So I would say that is one of the best habit, I would say. And the other thing is your mindset is so important. Like it's 80% of success. It just because I'm an energized person doesn't mean I don't need mindset coach. And what I mean by that is every morning I put on YouTube motivation, and you know, one of those tracks that are like, you can do it, and you know, like no matter how bad it is. I love that because it's kind of like, I don't know, I already feel good, but I just want someone to just pick me up, make me feel better. And every day I kind of get this personal trainer for my mind so that I just feel really good for the day. So I think people worry about the way they look and they get a PT, they invest in a PT. It's all about all that front. But I think that the mindset is so much more important. And if you get that right, everything else will change. And so don't underestimate the for yourself, even if you're a positive person, just keep feeding yourself with positive friends, positive audios, positive videos. And you can never get enough of positivity, because life will bring you down. There are moments that are very hard for me. It's not like I'm immune to challenges. You know, the COVID hit and we were affected for that month. That month, I felt like it was going to be the end of the world. I was like, oh my God, is this going to be like, is a client's going to cancel? It's going to cancel forever? Like, you know, your mind starts to think like on a spiral. You think, what if people just don't buy anything from me anymore? And then, but if you took yourself back, it's actually, not as bad as it is, but you can't help as a human being to think negatively. But how did I deal with it that whole time? Every day, listening to like positive again, positive thing, and then just trying to be there for the team and then just see it through. And then you realize, okay, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, you need kind of help throughout the time. Yeah.
100%. So reading, priming yourself, studying yourself ready, the mindset, that's important. And you have 70 over virtual assistant and they are globally, right?
Yes. We serve clients around the world, US, Australia, Singapore. I think we have some clients in Singapore, even in Europe.
Right. And that to me is a demonstration of leadership. And leadership is such a broad topic, but because now we have limited time. Now, what is one quality that you would like to share about being how do you handle 70 virtual assistants all over the world? What is the one thing that you do?
I think, our company, we're driven by love. That is our value.
Love.
Everything we do, it's about love. Like every person we hire, it's not you're my employee, I'm your boss. It's like, I love you and I'm grateful that you're working with me. I see every employee as, without you, I wouldn't have any clients. And so with that value, all of our team members treat each other with love. When we're recruiting, we also recruit people that aren't in here for the money. They're not in here because we're paying them. Everyone, they're in here because they are drawn by the love we have for each other and we love that we have for charity, because we do a lot of charity work in the Philippines. And so when they come in, that's how they feel. That's what we want them to feel. And so when you know your true value, you just live every day with that value, right? Every day, if I could show you a bit of love, it doesn't matter if you're a cleaner or you're anyone, and I just, bring love to you, and everyone else that way, and then pass that love around. That's just how you become a great leader, is just doing good things every day.
That's so nice. Talk about love. It's so sincere. And people can really feel the genuine and realness in that. You talk about that. Beautiful. And Lynn, I really wish, as you're saying this, I'm actually writing notes, reading book, getting myself ready. There's so much element, so much thing that we can learn and listen from you. But what is, before we end this, what is one main message, one parting word that you'd like to share with the audience so that they can be inspired? What is the one word?
I really think you have to believe, like my background and my the way I was raised up in that family, there was nothing evident to show me that I was going to be successful. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't know anyone rich. I didn't know anyone that had a better life than me. But there was something in me that I said, I believe that I deserve better. I believe that if someone else could succeed, so could I. And unless you believe it, you can't make anything happen. And so, don't catch yourself if you're watching this and you're like, oh, but it's only going to work for her because she's this, she's that. No, you got to start with believing that you can do it. And then, you will get whatever you want. Believe.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much. And audience who are watching this right now, believe that you are called for greatness. Believe that if Lynn can do this, so can you. And everybody has a story, and where you came, the past does not equal to the future. Lynn's past doesn't mean that she will not succeed in the future. But you know what? She is truly amazing, and I hope this episode will inspire all of you who is watching this video right now. Lynn, I am so grateful for this powerful sharing, and the energy that you give is so love felt, and you're constantly smiling, you're constantly giving energy, you're constantly happy. It's so delightful to speak to you. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for this powerful sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for this opportunity to share my message with everyone. So thank you.
Thank you. Also, we'll talk soon, Lynn. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, right. So that's the final episode of Mission to Mastery, the UPWA Denison edition. I hope you have learned and gathered some great tools, great knowledge from this sharing of myself and also the content that I've given, and also from my guests. UPW Virtual is happening in 2 days' time. And if you have not gotten a ticket, just go and get it. Guys, I've already registered myself for the event. The pre-training has already started since yesterday, and it's not too late. It's not too late. This could be the moment for you to make that change. This could be the moment for you to make a decision for a better life, not just for yourself, for the people that you love, for your family, for your community. and this is going to happen in less than 48 hours to the live event with Tony Robbins. So if you've not gotten the ticket, go and get it. Just go and participate. All right, this program 100% is going to change your life. Look at where Lynn is today. She attended, Tony 10 years ago, and where she is, she's not stopping. And it's an evergreen tool and strategies that you can learn for the rest of your life. So this is not the end yet. Virtual is happening this weekend. After this week, we may revamp the whole episode, and we will continue probably in 2 weeks' time. But whatever the case is, never stop learning, never stop growing, and continue to share whatever knowledge that you have with the world, your community, and together we can make this world a better place. So thank you, my friends, who have been following us. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful that today we have this wonderful entrepreneur lady, Lynn, to be here. And yeah, I kind of miss you guys, but I think I'll be back soon. And yes, it'll be much better moving forward from here. So thank you so much. I have a great week ahead. I will see you in UPW Virtual soon. All right, take care. God bless.